But now we are starting with French bulldogs. Most of you know that I am with my wife 42 years in the breed, and we have them all over the world. But I can say, breeding French bulldogs is breeding on the sharpness of the knife. Here you see the drawing which Vincent Bries made for the standard of the French bulldog, which was found in a book by me dated 1926. I hope that the drawing is good. It's not so too long.
No, it's good.
Yes? I must say that I completed the reading with the standard of the English Kennel Club, stating no points, saturated, balance essential, and dogs showing respiratory distress highly undesirable. These words, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot find in the FCI. This is what happens when you are breeding on the wrong side of the edge. You see the lack of substance. And this is what we don't want to overcome, to breed. When judging French bulldogs, you foremost looking for type and balance, but also for breed and gender type. Often males impress us more because they are powerful in head, skull, bone, and general appearance. The link between the masculine features and the expression of his typical qualities lies so close that we must be aware and beware that one does not value masculine features in bitches and vice versa, penalizing bitches for not having much masculine features. Again, here is very important in this breed. The keywords here are balance, gender type. For me, the male is the limit. It is for me good, but the male could be less. You also know that we have a difference in the standards. AKC is very clear. They state over 28 pounds. Otherwise, that is the limit, otherwise disqualification. The Kennel Club has the iron bars for dogs from 12.5 kilo, 28 pounds, bitches 11 kilo. FCI is different and they want to change that because they have in the standard they are stating from 8 till 40 kilos. And I have heard from the President of France that they will change that in 9 kilos till 4.5 is limit, and then also they will go for disqualification. That is what they think now. Here it is clear to see here what happens in our breed. Applehead. These are not correct. Here what you see very often, and mostly also all over the world, dog breeding dogs lacking the virtue. Very important. You see how nice it can be. It is also so that you see here at the screen a summary of many details. However, I will miss one essential remark, which you do find again in the Kennel Club standard. The head square in appearance and in proportion to the dog size. We are fortunate in our breed that the French bulldog does not suffer from too much wrinkling like we see sometimes find in bulldogs and pugs. Here again, the Kennel Club is much clearer than the FCI standard. They state the skin covering the skull and forehead should be supple enough to allow fine wrinkling when the dog is alert. Unfortunately, too much wrinkling often also means that it is too much flu which disturbs the In my opinion, French Bulldog does not have some loose skin. No, I must change it. In my opinion, French Bulldog does have some loose skin when you look at the drawing which Vincent Rees made in 1926. And the Americans had it also, they allow that in their standard. As you may know, the French Bulldog has two very typical features. And we are losing them. Here you see the bulging forehead. Many Frenchies all over the world are too flat in forehead. And this, of course, the bad ears. The only kennel clubs which talk about bad ears are the American Kennel Club and the English Kennel Club. You don't find the word in the FCI standard. The same problem which we see now disappear is the nose. The nose which has to lie there. Too many of the noses are not turned, they are too low set. The upturned nose is very important. That gives the French Bulldog a typical expression. It is interesting to point out that here is also the great difference in standards. The APC says with heavy wrinkles forming a soft roll over an extremely short nose. KC says nose black, white, relatively short. FCI states broad, very short, turned, and then there is a good thing from FCI. They mention that the inclinations of the nostrils as well as the strip nose must give a normal nasal breathing. And this is very important because it is for me clear and for you also that we cannot have in our breed heavy breathing French Bulldogs. You must also penalize that. I see many company dogs who are standing in the ring, breathing, have problems, and win the breed. For me, that is not possible. Our breeds suffer not much from too much lip or heavy lips. That is, of course, when they have it, can very disturb also the expression of the friendship, and it is then as they look like a frog. Here is what I told you about the nose. Here it is too, back. See, too low, expression is wrong. Here, this is good. Not good. Too low. You often see French Bulldogs with a bird-like expression. And this appearance is obtained due to the fact that the pug has no layback and lack or turn of the underjaw is not there. So, but there are Frenchies who show the same muscle, and you must not accept that. Please note, the French Bulldog does not need to have the same extreme layback as the Bulldog. I think with the problems in the muzzle and in the chin, I think that some breeders are afraid when it comes to selecting and making a decision in regards to the jaw. Because the showing of the teeth and tongue as a possible result of breeding for this feature is heavily penalized in accordance to our standard. So in this case, with French Bulldogs, it is really breeding on the edge, and a few millimeters can in fact mean the difference between everything or nothing. The French Bulldog should show a typical Molosser expression in the head, powerful standards, with wide stiffness, with layback, and typical shape of underjaw. This is a famous bitch from the United States, from Continental Bloodlines. I think she has won between 65 or 70 times Best in Show. It was a very famous bitch. And you see what I'm talking about, that we have to look for this kind of hairs. Yes, you see that the muzzle is much too narrow, and here you see what you also often see, this configuration, but not always given. The ears, I'm just going over the ears. Yes, here. This is also what you often see, that dogs can win with these kind of ears. They are too pointed, as in this one. And this is of course clear that you do not come in the ring. But this is also seen much all over the world, that dogs with this kind of ears can be in the Ring of Honor. For me, I miss here the typical ear what we want. It is not good. It gives also not the intelligence what I want to see in the French dog. Here is perfect. Here is too broad at the base. And this is set to low. The form and the shape and the carriage placement of the French Bulldog ears are, so as I have said, extremely typical for the breed. They are different from those of any other bred dogs. And as I have said already, in all standards they spoke about Gatties, and in the AEC and the AC standards they still use this expression. In the United States, even they say, standard states, other than Gattie, is disqualification. And I think that we also in the SCI standard, but we don't have it. What we see in the world, that the ears of the French Bulldogs in England are smaller than the ones in the United States and at the continent. Neck. The neck is difficult to describe to the FCI standard. FCI standard asks a short, slightly arched neck. These two distinct features are really hard to obtain. The drawing shows us what you cannot look. Describes as neck powerful, well arched, thick, and moderate length. Also, the AEC is clear, follows the drawing exactly from Vincent Rees by stating the neck is thick, well arched, with loose skin at the throat. I shall show the picture again. So AEC, because this comes also from the American world. So you see here that AEC describes it very good. They allow the same thing. It happens much more. Here you see the color of the eyes. We want to see correct dark eyes. And what we see very often is almond-shaped eyes, not the nice dark eye. Eyes are also, what you see much in the world now, too light. I think it's awful and it destroys the expression of our breed. But this is also very common now, the almond-shaped eyes. Maybe it is also a luck at the moment that we have that more, because I think that we have less problems than what I see with nostrils and with pups in our country. Rosebeck, there are only two breeds, ladies and gentlemen, who have the same typical top line. So as you know, it's the English Bulldog and the Denny Terrier. Here again, the Kennel Club and APC also use the words Rosebeck in their standards. What I miss in our standard is what the APC describes very well. Top line which starts with a slight fall around your shoulders. And I feel it is very good described. Men, you see top winning dogs with this kind of top line. So I think that the judges do not know what the Rosebeck for Frenchies should be. And also this is also. I think also that our top line is disappearing. It is a problem to keep this. I think when judging French bulldogs, do not forget to have a good look from above in order to get a good impression of the correct body shape. The French bulldog, of course, does not have the same extreme ear shape as the English bulldog. However, the other standards give a good explanation and description. The KC states the body, while broader at the shoulders, should narrow slightly beyond the ribs. APC states strong, short and broad at the shoulders, and narrow in the loins. The tuck-up is essential to give the French Bulldog a typical athletic appearance. Without this, you would only see a cobby, square sausage without any powerful expression. Now we are going to the tail that is at the moment the world problem. The tail seems to be a big problem around the world. Many tails are much too short because breeders and judges have not paid enough attention, and many have been afraid of a gaily happy tail, which is punished when following the standard. Short tail is never very gaily, so there was no problem till now. In France, the president of the English Bulldog Club had also the problem with English Bulldogs. And she changed it. She advised the judges when they came to judge at the specialist shows and national show. She said, listen, the short tail, the really short tail, will not get excellent. And she believed in France the whole problem. I think it was 4 or 5 years, and you never find now in France English Bulldogs with short tails. They have solved it. It's English Bulldogs. Madame Marchais, the president of the French Bulldog Club of France, she is now working to change the standard, will change it for the tail, and then she will use the same words as they have written in the English standard, the tail long enough to cover the fins. So that will come. So that doesn't mean that when you have in the future a French with 2 verticals or so, that they will then subtract. So she will not change the standard. So it will be slowly. The front. The front of a French Bulldog is normally angulated, less pronounced chest than normal Bulldog. You see here that it is quite square in the front as a consequence of the requested width of front. What you see in the world, many Frenchies win with this kind of front. Boston Terrier type. Not good, but they win. I always say that the hand of an adult man should fit easily between the front legs of a good French Bulldog front. The bone, of course, has to be in balance with the body, and good musculation at the outside of the front legs. It shows us that the legs are parallel at the inside of the legs, but not at the outside, which must show more musculation. You see often also extra musculation on the shoulders with Frenches. Part of mostly the result of loose shoulders and or elbows. Also very important that many judges also miss is that the fact that the feet at the front turn outward is to give the dog more stability to carry the sternum or backward. You see that here, right? Angulation in the hindquarters, ladies and gentlemen, asks for serious action of attention worldwide. To my opinion, heavy built molossus, and the French bulldog is, to my opinion, a small molossus. Often it is hard to obtain the good impression about their angulation. To my opinion, the best is to wait and check them in stance and during the movement engaged. A French bulldog, which shows poor angulation while stacked, preferably loose, can show surprisingly a good movement with powerful driving beats. You see that often in the inner movement. It's too straight and it goes fell from the shape and see how it's going. Could it not be a possible explanation for this? That the French needs his legs to carry the weight, and this is probably easier for him and for many more heavy molossus. Is it probably not easier for him with the hindquarters locked, straight position under the body? There are, for my opinion, too many French bulldogs who are too straight in the hindquarters and who show strong and good drive in the movement. This we have had already, because this you see often. This you often see. Much more or less. This often see also with dogs, and then you are surprised how they can go in the movement. Movement gates. The FCI free movement stays so, the legs moving parallel to the median plane of the body. Casey, flowing soundness of movement of the utmost importance. AKC states correct gait is double tracking with reach and drive. The action is unrestrained, free and vigorous. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do not expect what many judges expect from our breed, the typical rolling gait, which you find with the English bulldog and in a larger form.
Não tem que ter rol. É isso aí, espetáculo.
With the pug.
Não tem que ter rol.
Due to the fact that the English bulldog has a very broad front and its narrow hindquarters, it shows its typical rolling of the body. But gait is not accepted with the French.
Não é aceito.
Coach. Beautiful sweet coach, nose glossy and soft. That are the words of the standards. He can be happy with our breed that since 1995 the fawn color is recognized by the FCI. I feel personally that this change was a kind of savior of the breed, because breeding options were extremely limited in the 70s and 80s. During more than 25 years, we had to breed with, while fawn was forbidden. With dogs, they were too dark. We had very many problems, and of course, in those times, black was disqualification. In Germany, there was a great breeder, Prince, and he was a vet and judge. And he couldn't understand that it was not possible to use the fawn, because in his country, it was even forbidden that he would breed with dogs which had the fawn in the 6th generation. You can imagine how difficult it was for him to breed the right color of dogs in those times. So in those days, many dogs had a good time, but were much too dark. Low trace of brindle. And as you may know, the color was what I've said already. Its qualifications was very, very, very difficult for us. I myself, when the fawn was recognized, I did it in another way. We exported to Australia, and then I took the fawn back with a half-hour line so that I could work further with the type which we had. The fawn-colored dogs also, when they came in our breed, had a slightly different appearance. Their expression was different. The ear canyons was not their best. They had bad ears. Eye placement and expression. And nose placement also. Since the color is allowed, and now we are already 18 years further, it's allowed, good combinations have been made. You do not see much difference anymore, and they look more alike. As you know, the FCI Standard Commission had to accept also pied fawn, because when you accept brindle pied fawn, you also have to accept the fawn pied for the color, for challenging reasons. The Kennel Club, till now, in England, does not accept this color.
Deu algum tilt aqui. Não tá filmando.
The weight limit
Não tá filmando.
gives maybe raises question marks for some people. However, we feel it gives us great opportunities breeding-wise. The fact that we in FCI can breed between 8 and 14 kilo, but I must admit, we have never bred with dogs under 10 kilo. These are the faults, but that is not so important. I think you all know them. Serious faults. And disqualifications. There are many you see in our breed. 11. And here are the colors. At this moment we have also a great problem in the world. Here are the colors with which we work: pied, brindle, fawn. This is coming very popular for also in the States and here. There are also kennels now who are only breeding blue French bulldogs with this kind of eyes, and they find clients for it. And that is the main reason that they breed them, because they sell them for $4,000. And I have listened good to Mr. Clifford when he states that there have become problems in the Doberman breed with those colors. I'm afraid that we will meet the same problems. There have been, in the last time, it's all over the world, some negative news about our beloved French Bulldog. However, to my opinion, one cannot use bad dogs, which are in our world. We cannot then judge the whole breed. The media often overexposes the bad examples without addressing the positive aspects and other examples. For me personally, in the 42 years that we were breeding, I feel that breeding Frenchies is an art and should not be taken lightly. It is surely not a breed for starters. In our quest to create a compact, built, short but still healthy French bulldog, we have to pay attention to the characteristics as typical expression of head, amount and quality of bone, powerful body, functional angulation, enough reach of neck, but the most important thing is that the Frenchie has to be also a dog. He must live like a dog. He must have the possibilities to live like a normal dog. And I think that as long there are breeders in the world trying to create a French bulldog, as pictured on the drawing by Vinton Priest, and it is now already 19 years ago, the French bulldog will have a future and keep an important place now and in the future of our kidological world.